Well, good morning. It says we're live. Um, if you watched the program yesterday, you'll know that I super-filled the nose, and because of the time change or whatever, I don't know. I was up early. I can't see this. Yeah, don't want to do that when I go there. Okay, I was up early, and I did take the tape off the spinner, and I kind of sanded it in, and that's what we're going to work on today. There's a lot to do, a short time to get it done. I'm also going to work on cleaning up this mess. Sound and picture are good. Great. We're going to work on cleaning up the mess. So that I can fiberglass this nose today. Come on. This is what you want to see. You want to see that the nose blends perfectly into the spinner. So what we're going to do here is the cowl, the bottom. We're going to work on getting that sanded in. You know, it's all about sanding now. Look at that dent there. What the hell? Hanger rash. So, different tools for different. I stole this from John yesterday. This sanding stick is the coolest. I love this stick. It's got the right paper on it. It's the right width. Like I say, it's from here on out, it's all sanding. And if your name is Dan Winship and you're watching this, you better be sanding. So we're getting it. It's for the life of me, I can't believe how many people watch me sand. I mean, these are not polished movies. These are just raw movies, and the views are unbelievable. Good morning, Alexander. Good morning, Jet Creamer 100. Seen a lot of new faces. That's good. Well, we're not seeing a lot of new faces. I'm seeing a lot of new names. That's a good thing. The more time you take getting this thing right, the better off it'll be for you in appearance. Sweat equity. That's what control line stunt is about. Not only do you have to build the airplane, but you have to tune the airplane and trim the airplane and fly the airplane. One of the things that attracted me to this stunt world. The utter craftsmanship. Some of these guys back in the 70s, 60s, and 70s were just phenomenal builders. More patience than I have. You know, if you're willing to sit down and paint a pilot with one hair, bloodshot eyes, that's desire. Because I ain't going to that extreme. But you can see what a nice job Super-fil did. It's you know, nothing's as light as air, but it's light. I'd say it's almost as light as balsa wood. We're going to get this nose fiberglass today, cowl and the nose glass. That's the goal. So I can start doing the fillets up in the wing area. So remember I told you when I cut this square out yesterday, it's only wood, you won't be able to tell. God made sandpaper and glue. Yeah, we'll wait till we get some glass on this before I get too crazy. The wood is still pretty soft. So let's a little bit more right there. It's all tinkering and adjustment, you know. Let's see, I got my stick over here. Yeah. So I use like I say, you know, various things. This is my brass tube with sandpaper on it. Gotta get a little room here. Gotta have a little elbow room. How much can a fella sand? That seems a lot. I think I'll take that off and sand it in my hand for a minute. I never can keep up with a 3/32 ball driver. I'll get me a custom Dan Woodship tool caddy. I'll be able to find them. Maybe if I put them back. Got these lightweight wheels here. We might put them balloon tires on there. I don't have any more. I got these Tetra wheels. Might use them. They're not that light though. These are light. These are goo, bro. I don't want to buy anything extra that I don't have to. I wish I had another set of these. These are super light, but I only have one, and it only has one tire on it. This is what's on my. Wait a minute. No, that's what's on my high roller. So it looks like we're going to end up using these wheels. I'll put some collars on them. I got to do a tail wheel. I'm getting sidetracked here. Where is my ball driver? There it is. So, this will be my third sanding or fourth sanding. I don't know, somewhere in there of the inside of this cowl, and we got some interesting things going on here. So what I want to do here is we'll get some of this. Got to do some laundry today, so probably won't be on all day. But you can see how nice Super-fil sands. I mean, they don't take much. Probably like sanding this is probably like sanding, I don't know, 6-pound wood. That's what we need to do. I'm going to mold some of that Super-fil into a slab so I can weigh it. see what poundage it is. Density. So I want to go around there. Oh, I just set it down. The shop ate it that fast. Unbelievable. Over there. Any questions of what I'm doing here besides sanding? Everything is hand fit. Kind of like watching one of them. Good morning, Alexander. And there's my buddy Craig. Kind of like watching an old Japanese joinery video. I would recommend that you guys watch those. I watch them all the time. Got them old world Japanese craftsmen that fit everything absolutely perfect. You can pick up a lot of stuff from them. I want to get that off. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's sand out the inside here real quick. And then we'll move on to something else. I need to sand out the doodads. And I got some feedback on the doodads that people like them. They're bits to do though. Okay, back to gluing sandpaper to your fingers. This is sticky back paper, but the sticky back once you're sand. Ooh, that got hot. Once you're sanding, dust gets in it. The glue comes loose. Remember, we started out 2.5 ounces with this cowl. And I'd like to get it down to 1/2 ounce. I don't think that's possible. It's at 0.9 yesterday. I don't know what it is now. It might be back up to 1 ounce. But we're going to sand on it until it's peach. You got to remember, you're going to put Z-epoxy in this thing and fiberglass on it, so you need to take at least the weight off. Morning, Frank. You have to take at least the weight off of the glass and the Z-epoxy. Now my S6B Supermarine, the cowl finished, and it's a big wide cowl, that wide and that long, finished, painted, glassed, everything weighs 3/4 ounce. I spent a lot of time on that cowl. It was sanded with 600 inside. Get some more of this hardwood off the edge. Get it sanded down to 1/8 inch at least on the hardwood. So it should be, you guys should be pretty bored with me standing on this cowl by now. Just think of how I feel. You want to build light airplanes, they're a sacrifice. Anybody that tells you that heavy airplane is okay is lazy. They can't do a light airplane because they don't want to put in the time to get it light. 60 ounces, for a 40 size airplane, that'll be fine. No, it won't. I used to be that way myself, so I know. I used to be, whatever it weighs is what it weighs. I got involved with Ron O'Toole, and he said, it's all about weight, it's all about weight. And I started to come around then, but I really didn't pay attention until I built some super light airplanes. My first 40-ounce Viper. I'm telling you, the airplanes perform way different with less weight on them. And once you get that feeling of flying a light airplane, you won't go back. Ask Charles. It's night and day. And you'll do whatever it takes to get it light. I don't know how long I'll do this, maybe another 5 minutes, and then we'll go on to something else, and I'll come back to it and sand on it some more. It gets old. Gets old quick. The Bob Ross of sanding. Now, the insides of my, hey, John. Saw a guy post about his airplane weighing 80 to 84 ounces. Yeah, well, not for me, thank you. When you see me out at the nets or at a contest or whatever, and I happen to have my Junar, because I'll let people fly that one. I'm not going to let people fly my Monado or the Tucker, but I'll let you fly the beat up old Junar that's 58 ounces and let you experience what a light airplane flies like. You'll never build another heavy one. My S6B Supermarine flies really good too. It's 57 ounces with a 66-inch wingspan. It's built for a PA-65 on a muffler. But I don't have a motor anymore for it. I'm looking for a PA-65, guys, to replace the motor in that airplane. That airplane flew Bob Giske loved it. He said, man, that thing flies great. Yeah. I let Bob Lampione fly it at the nets. He said, other than it looks like a guppy on the end of the lines, it flies great. There's some YouTube videos of him flying it somewhere. And yeah, it does look like a guppy on the end of the line. Boy, I got to be careful. I'm getting thin there. Go to this side. The guppy. Okay, I'm about done with this session on sanding. I'll be back though to sand some more. You know, sharing thoughts and everything about this hobby is really great, and I'll tell you why. It took me 25 years to figure out, about 20, at least 20 years to figure out how to do these hinges. I turned them on to John, and John doing these hinges, and he came up with a variant. I tried it, I didn't like it. But his new hinge setup is it's a big improvement. Big, huge improvement. And I'm going to try that on the next one. So what I'm getting at is sharing ideas is fine, but at least give the guys the credit who thought it up or who improved it or whatever. The credit is due. A lot of guys are saying, well, this is my idea. Well, let me tell you what, there's nothing new. This idea here for my hinges came from Ron O'Toole, and I couldn't figure it out. And he even told Dan Winship about it. And Danny couldn't figure out what he was talking about. And 20 years later, sitting on the couch, I go, hey, I know what he means. And come up with it. I come up with the hinges and then send them over to the pin router to have them pin routed. And now John's come up with a variant that's even better. And what's really nice about John's variant is we'll be able to change flap configuration. One pin, pull it out, kind of like the Cinco, where the flaps go on and off, for a take apart. That's cool. Now, I don't know how much you guys have ever studied the Seiko airplanes. But I guess them guys, Yuri and his brother, are aircraft engineers. And the Cinco airplane wing is something that you could not duplicate in a foam wing. I don't even think you could duplicate it in a built-up wing. Because the wing chord stays the same if you look at it from the leading edge, stays the same out to 3/4 span, and then it's an arc. It's a gradual arc, and there's got to be something to that because that airplane flies extremely well. But part of the things that guys leave out, why does that airplane fly extremely well? They're extremely light. And the Cinco airplane is not designed for longevity. It's designed for one season. Which is fine. Let's see what this weighs now. Started out at 2.5 ounces. Come on. Come on. There we go. It weighs 0.8. 24 grams. So how am I going to get 10 grams off of this? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got to get 10 grams off of this. It ain't there. 10 grams would be paper thin. But I'll keep sanding on it. We'll try to get 10 off of it. Or 9 grams off of it. I guess maybe I could do 9 grams. See which side. Yeah, this side is. Oh, yeah. I'm holding it up to the light, and it's starting to peek through everywhere. And to get it as light as you possibly can, it needs to be the same shade of peach all the way through. Once it reaches that same shade of peach, you're done. There's nothing more you can get out of it. It is what it is, and that's all up to the weight of wood that you use. And I really don't recommend fiberglass cowls and carbon fiber because they're so flimsy. This thing here takes abuse. So we've 37 minutes sanding on this cowl still. Like I said when I started, this is about an 8-hour job. And it is what it is. If it takes 10 hours, that's... Hello, Massimo. Massimo. It is what it is. It takes what it takes. Getting a lot of new blood in the control line world. That's a good idea. That was the whole reason to start this channel, is to get more people involved in craftsmanship. If you younger guys follow along with this channel, and I teach different things, you know, how to stack sand, how to think, which is not taught much anymore. It carries over into life skills. You know, building a control line airplane, and I'm not a mathematician, but you got to know some math. You got to be able to do conversions and fractions, and at least read a tape measure. You'd be surprised how many people can't read a tape measure. Now, as a mechanic, you know, I do used to do bearing fitment and read micrometers and that stuff. But it teaches you basic woodworking skills. It teaches you basic engineering, basic aerodynamics, paint, electrical, soldering. A guy who can build a model airplane can build his kitchen cabinets, no problem. Shouldn't say that too loud, but guy who can paint an airplane can paint his house, no problem. Oh yeah, we're starting to peek through. All the peach colors coming out, except for the Super-fil. And where it's dark, you just stand there until it gets lightened up, so you get the shade of peach you want. And you're not going to get any lighter than that and still have any strength. And that's called candling. And I showed we showed a little bit yesterday with John's light. The Free Harbor Freight light you can use to hold underneath. I just hold it up to the light here and block out the light and try to look through the balsa wood. And if you can read the newspaper through the wood, it's thin enough. That's a joke, guys. Don't try to do that. You won't have any wood left. I don't know. I don't know how far to take it sometimes. Let's see if we got any weight off of it. It was at 24. We're at 22. We got 2 grams off. I only got 7 more grams to go. I don't know where it's at. But nice. See, this area right here is too thick. That's why molded pieces are so much better. It's a consistent thickness all the way through. But you're not going to mold this out of balsa wood. The inside of this will get Z-epoxy. Then I'll shoot a light dusting of primer, and I do mean light, and then dope. The only reason that you need the primer on there is that I don't think dope really sticks too good to Z-epoxy. I know it doesn't stick to fiberglass very well, so you just dust it on to give it some tooth. I got a little bit of DC 540 left. I think I do. Somewhere I do. And I paint the inside of my cowl and the inside of my note just to look exactly like the outside. The only thing I don't like about all this is the vibration, the high frequency vibration. This painted surface made it to the other painted surface. It wears it out. What are you going to do though? Put a gasket on it? Do a quick sand on the outside. I'll move on to something else. It's a little thick right in here. I need to harden that center section up because it looks like it's degrading. So, a little bit of CA on there. Smoking. Yeah, we'll stop sanding on this for now. Getting burnt out on it. I'm sure you guys are too. My fingers. And in order to remove CA from your finger, sandpaper. Okay. There's that. What happened to the screw? Oh, man. Oh, well. Have to get another screw. Spot right there will get off. Yep, the insides of my airplane look just as good as the outside. That's so Jim Lynch can't ding me. Drop my screw. Let's see here. Use one of these. I'm gonna have to cut an aluminum 1/2 incher down to 1/4 or 3/8 anyway. I'll use one of these for now. I super-filled this last night, remember too. I did hit it with some sandpaper already. John's Magic Stick. Before I go too far, I need to line this ridge with 64th plywood. See, you know that it's right when you can't feel that seam. If you can't feel it, you can't see it. That's good. So now, of course, it's the paper's off of that. Let's see if we got a piece that'll stick on it. Yeah. These round discs I'm using are Pro Body Shop sandpaper, sticky back DA paper. They last quite a while. This is just a sanding block I made out of 3/8, or this is half. This piece is half, This is 3/16, and that's 3/8 square. Just easy peasy. And a little stiff in it. I'm getting there. I need to harden it up. Better harden it up before I sand much more on it. What happens is when you get it thin, it starts to get loose. It's not strong enough to hold its shape. So once the Z-epoxy's on it, it'll hold its shape. So I did that, and we had a piece left over. Glue that to my finger. This is 180. I'm going to glue to my finger instead of 80 grit. I'm going to finish up around the nose, then we're going to turn it over and do something else. Stop what you're doing and do something else. I just glued it to my finger. I think what's causing the traffic to pick up is keywords. I'm using F2B now. I didn't used to put any description in the box, and I think Google search or YouTube search engine is picking up that F2B, because I don't know of anybody live streaming F2B stuff. So if you found this channel using F2B, let me know down in the bleep loop there. I'd kind of like to know what's working and what's not. You know, till Danny got with me on metrics and stuff, I didn't really care about it. We got Stunt hanger for them, and if people find me, I'm not in this to make any money, which I don't make any money on this. It just helps the forum stay afloat. I don't care whether. I just want to spread control line. Okay, we're going to need a bigger piece of paper here. There it is. We've been on an hour. So now you notice how nose heavy this thing is? It got no paint on it. I think maybe I'll cut the canopy to see if it's going to have the look I'm going to want to. Now here's where the artistic blend comes in. You got to take this here. I'm going to point this up a little bit. You can see what I'm going to do. You take this here and you hold it up at eye level, and you stand back, because when I'm over John's, I can stand back. Here I can't. And you make sure that the curvature of the nose matches the spinner. And I can see that it does pretty close. So we're going to pull this line back a little farther. You don't want to use 80 grit on this because you're taking too much material off. We're going through carbon fiber here. This black line is carbon. And what happens with 80 grit is, yeah, it takes the carbon off, but it takes the wood away too fast. So I'm using 180 here to try to knock down any of the hard line and blend it in. And then we're going to get this knocked down. And trust me, if you learn how to do this part, your airplanes will pick up 10 points. So last night on the stream, I was sanding the spinner spacing. And I got tired of sanding the spinner spacing, so we're going to sand the spinner spacing some more, take a few thousandths off. Well, it just, your wrist gets tired. But I wanted to get the Super-fil on it before I sanded too much off. If you didn't see the Super-fil put on, go look at the last video, the last 10 minutes of the video. And you'll see how I slathered the Super-fil on there to get it on right so that it's and that's perfect. This is the Jim Lee spinner reliever. You could put sandpaper on your back plate and spin it round and round, but and this will probably get done 2 or 3 more times. Until it's perfect. It takes what it takes. Like I say, you learn how to do this, your airplane will pick up appearance points quickly. Because most guys, when you go to the nats and look at the nose, how their airplane's sanded, in no way, okay, the first 3 rows, they know how to sand a spinner in. The 4th row, it starts. The spinner goes like, the sides of the fuselage go like this, and then like this, and then the spinner's sticking out. And that starts right around row 3.5. Of course, you know, to get on the front row, there's a lot more than spinner sanding, but it's or nose sanding, but it all works together. You got to have the shape, you got to have the finish, you got to have the fit. Why give it away? You know, you're going to do this, and you must enjoy doing it because you're doing it. Why give up points by not finishing the job? That's why that Jim Lynch conversation back in, I don't know, it was about 2003 or 2 or whatever. 4, I don't know. early 2000s. I asked him why he dinged me so bad, which was, I was on the fourth row, 16 points instead of 17, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, I went down and he showed me and, told me, and I'm always 17 points and up. And that's all you really need. I'm not going to win the Nats anyway. I don't have enough time to practice, but John thinks I'm capable of a top 10 finish, but I guess if I sat and practiced. Used to be pretty good. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there where I can stop sanding on this. Looks to me about the thickness of a piece of paper. You want to give yourself a little extra because you got paper or fiberglass and Z-epoxy and stuff going on here. So set it back about 1/32 of an inch. We're going to have to turn that heater off. It's starting to burn in there. Alexander said something, I think. On this corner here, you want to roll the edge too so the paint doesn't crack off the front. I'll show you that when I get to it. Yep, we got her now. We're cooking like gas. Nope, it's a new one. I bought another one. And I got to get a diamond set in it still. Not the same, but it's the thought. I got an idea who got it at work. I just hope their kids eat good from it. Just heartbreaking. Hopefully they didn't sell it for $50. Here's what that ring cost me, the other one. It cost me $500 to have made, plus I supplied the gold and the diamonds. It was my mother's diamond and all my mother. I got this ring here that's left. That's the gold. Well, I had both rings made for 500. That's the gold left over. But this one here, the way it goes, now my dad's gone. But I got his lead soldier somewhere. See, back in the day when my dad was doing airplanes and was a kid, he was born in the 20s. They didn't have plastic army men. They had army men, but they weren't plastic. They were lead, and they made them down in the basement using the furnace, the oil-fired furnace to smelt lead. And I've told this story before. My grandfather liked fish. His dad liked fish, Harold. And the fish sand in the bottom of the tank, when he cleaned it out, he'd, throw it away. And my dad would get that fish sand and make molds for sand casting. Now, I want you to think about what this, I have never experienced it firsthand, but I want you to think about what that would smell like. Hot lead in this shit-filled sand from a fish tank down in the basement. And my grandmother would call down, "What the heck's going on down there?" So I come from a line of characters. That's where my all this was taught to me. All these characteristics was taught to me, good or bad. This is 320 here. I'm just breaking the edge over the top of that so the paint doesn't chip off. Yeah. Okay, get that on there. Still needs a little more sanding. We're almost there. It's pretty close to fitting it, but not quite. With a piece of paper. So I'm gonna probably, I know what I could do to get it to fit to sand a little faster. We'll make another ring. Set it on top, which I've done before. I don't want to sand forever. Here's another ring right here. Like, subscribe, and share. Super chat if you enjoy the show. If it's helped you in any way. Keep us alive. Okay, so now let's see here. We need to cut that a little bigger. That's the deal. I am going to get this thing sanded down once and for all. It kills me. This is critical thinking. Okay. That's good. So now I'm going to glue this donut to this sandpaper here. I have to use thick set. We'll get it. Can't win. Can't beat me. Okay, I now have 2 pieces of sandpaper on there. That'll move it closer. I certainly don't like that. Oh, so close yet so far. This back plate is straight. Might be a little warped. Causing it to drag. But hour and 15 minutes. It looks pretty good, but like every time I put the spinner on it, tighten it up. I think it's tightening the back plate up against the, without a propeller on it, it's tightening the back plate up against the nose ring. This is a PA75. I'm going to try a 14-inch rev up on it. It'd be great if it worked. There we go. There we go. That's just compression that's doing that. So that's it. Maybe one or two more turns. But if you look here, how close is that fit? So now, because I moved it back, it needs to be sanded a little more here. That's all right. I'll keep tinkering with it. It'll be perfect. Yeah. Let's see what a 14-inch rev up, that'll turn that, no problem. What the hell? I got a 15-inch carbon club. The only thing I don't like about it, now this is the propeller I ran on my Thunderbolt. It's made for PA75. It's a Bali 1545. We might try that on there, I don't know. This puppy here has got some thrust. It's unbelievable. But it's heavy. That's the only problem. So, let's see if we got a rev up. I do have a rev up, but it's probably not drilled to 15/16. That's not, it's quarter. Let's see what the difference is in width. Yep, 1/2 inch. You have to have enough prop on the engine to load it. So I'm either going to end up running the 3-blade, or if I can find a 15-inch rev up, we'll try repitching the rev up from 6 to 4.5. Once I get that done, then Danny can make me a prop that's half the weight of a Bali. Let's see if this works. There's this propeller here. Let's see what it weighs. .85 ounces. Rev up probably ounce and change. I don't know. We might try this prop. This prop does work good. But we're really starting to pick up weight when you start adding that kind of poundage on the nose. Yeah. Turns. No, this is a Bali. I don't have the spinner cut for it, I don't think. I don't think this spinner will fit it. Nope. It's another bad thing about these giant propellers. You gotta have to have half the spinner cut out. I'm gonna set this on the ground for a second to see if the landing gear is long enough to run this prop. I mean, you got to give yourself options. So I've got to look at everything as I'm building it. Okay. Yeah. I could not run that prop with these landing gear. Let's see, it just touches the ground with no wheels on it. If I put wheels on it, let's try it. You gotta leave yourself an inch of clearance on the ground. Now these are 2-inch. I could run 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. Give me a little bit more. Man, I gotta be so damn careful around here. It's so small. If I run 2 1/2-inch wheels, I might get away with a 15-inch propeller. No, I'm going to have a windship prop. Let me tell you something. The difference between a windship prop and anything else is night and day. Night and day. He uses pipe resin. They're beautiful. You got to think why. Why is it so? If you can get one, why is it far superior? Because Dan's not mass producing. He's making single pieces. And Dan's a craftsman. So I would rather have a windship. Plus, I'd rather give him the money anyway. So I think the 15-inch prop is out for now. But it's too heavy anyway, for my liking. This one. But boy, does it pull. I'll tell you what, you could take my Thunderbolt, point it straight up and let it go, and it'd go out of sight. I would have no problem hand launching that airplane. These motors have so much power. Torque, it's the Harley Davidson of engines. But it comes with a price, all this weight. Could run this this is a 12. That's a 13. This one here is a 14, I think. Yeah, see this 3-blade prop will probably be the proper choice. It's but then again, see, now if I was Dave Fitzgerald with the bypass ports blocked off, Well, I have a 15-inch. Here's an ether prop right here. Unfinished ether prop. This is, and this would work. This prop. Let's see what this weighs. But see, just because you like the looks of it doesn't mean the prop's going to work. 1.2. I guess I could try this one. So you need to get. This prop isn't even good enough for a mold. It has pits and all kind of business in it. And when you see a windshield propeller, there are no BS pits and stuff, and it's finished beautifully. But, you know, they're unobtainium. So we'll probably try this. I'll get it. Get the flashing off of it, sand it up, get it pitched. We'll try it. Let's see, does it fit the spinner? And it fits the spinner, so I guess this will probably be the first try propeller right here. And like just because it fits doesn't mean it's going to work. And I do have some rev ups, but 14-inch rev ups. We might give that a whirl. It might load the motor enough. Rev up props are getting so damn hard to get. I wish I wouldn't have told them Canadian guys what worked. And I got enough 13.6s to last a lifetime. I don't think I'll ever run out of 13.6s. Somebody said I'd give him one. That's not true. I can't remember ever saying that I'd give one away. And if you got mad at me, sorry, but I don't remember it. Doesn't sound like me at all. Okay, let's cut the canopy and see what it looks like. See if I'm going to get the look I'm looking for. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got a couple canopies. We're going to use something similar. Let me wipe my hands off. Something similar to what the original was. I have a World War II cockpit, but I just don't believe that would be right for this airplane. It goes right there with the leading edge, I think. Actually, it's the head of the leading edge. This pilot could have been a little bit farther forward, but I'll put him right there. This is my classic Continental. It's hanging on the wall of St. Louis. Now there is a change in this plan format that I have now. If you'll notice, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I know this trailing edge on the flap is elliptical. It's got a nice bend in it. Well, the flaps on this airplane are straight, and the reason being is it's that wing, and that wing with that flap configuration works good. So I didn't want to change up flap configuration to get the ratios different. So we're going to forego the curvature on that. However, if you do notice, the plan change is these elevators. How narrow they are at the tips and how wide mine are at the tips. You got to have more power in the tail to get it to go around the corner. So we have, and I learned that from my Monado. If you remember, I did the layup of changing the elevators on that. That thing flew. Oh man, with them small elevators on it, there was no power in the tail whatsoever. You give it up and it kind of scoot along, and then it'd go. I want something that turns like on a dime. So with this heavy of an engine, I figured as much power in the elevators that we can get, I can use it. Let me get a soda here. I'm gonna cut this canopy off the pole. We'll see what it's gonna look like. $9:30 already. Feels like 8:30. Why? Okay, so let's cut the canopy loose from this pole here. Need some bendy scissors for this. What the heck's going on? We need to turn this, I guess. It'd be nice to have bendy scissors. Okay. Okay. What am I going to have to do to get it to go down on there? So we're going to have to cut stuff up on this. little bites on the canopy until you get it close. Probably should have dyed this. Oh well, too late now. Of course, I got another one. We're getting there. Need to cut some off the back here. Let's see. What is it going to take to get that to go down on there? It's going to take more off the back. More off the back. It might take a bigger canopy. Next size up. No, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it will. I don't know. Cut some more off the front, see what happens. We're getting there. More off the back. Yeah, I'm really gonna. I'm whacking the crap out of it now. I'm probably making a mistake, but I got another canopy in case it screws up. I think it really needs a next size bigger. Or it may take a custom molded canopy. Yeah, we're getting there. Just this canopy's just not wide enough. Oh, man. Pretty exciting. Yep, I think I'm going to have to get the next size bigger and cut it down. This one really doesn't fit all that great. I don't know. It might work. It might work. Got a fingerprint inside it. See if we can get it off. These fingerprints are molded in there. Oh, there it is. Anyway, it's going to look something like that. That'll be something similar to what I'm looking for. Let's put it back. It's gonna be a while before I get to that. Now I got to sand them grooves out of there. I'm gonna get another canopy too. Next size bigger. See how it fits. And I got this World War II canopy I could use, but not really the look I'm looking for. This is the canopy, and this is the canopy I used on my Thunderbolt. And it's wider, but not really the right shape. I don't know. I won't worry about that now. We're a month off from getting the canopy installed. Still needs to be painted up there on the nose and that business. See, I set it there. Okay. So now I need to take the dents out of it here where I just put in it. Okay. A little bit right there. Yep, at least now I know I need a bigger canopy. Fuselage has to be doped, painted, at least this much has to be white before you can put the canopy on. So, like I say, we're a month off from that. I don't foresee this one making the nest. If it was in July, it would make it, but in June, not likely. All right, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours. I think that's about all I can do at a stretch. I mean, it's hard to hold anybody's attention longer than 2 hours. Watching some old guy sand for 2 hours is not very exciting. But we are making headway. We're making progress. I'm not going to do wheel pants. I'm going to do doors on it. Got a nice profile. I think I'll make that. I'll make that cover for that elevator piece. Elevator horn. I thought up this idea last night. We're going to use a circle template, make an oval. And yeah, you guys need to try to build an airplane in your bathroom. Okay, so I need a piece of, man, I really need 1/8 inch, but I don't have it. Why? Why don't I have any 1/8 inch? Now, what is this? This is 1/8 inch rockwood. I don't want to use that. I guess I need to give that back to John. Piece I didn't use. Let's see here. Okay, here's a piece 1/8 inch. Not the lightest, but it's not the heaviest. So, what I'm going to cut is going to look like this. I need to measure it. It's going to have to be at least 13/16. We better make it 7/8. So now I need a pen. There's a pen. 7/8. course, the pen don't write. Why would it? Okay. I need that piece there. Thinking on the fly here. When I cut the camera, I'm going to immediately go to clean this shithole up so I can find something. It's ridiculous. Then I got to do laundry today. Yeah, we'll just cut this. I'm not going to screw around. Okay. Here's the other piece I can use. I will have to do the inside with. See what I have here is this bolt sticks out past the fuselage side because the fuselage is so narrow. I'm running an adjustable horn back here with a ball link, so you have quite a bit of width. So that bolt or the nut, which I'm never going to do another one of these things without a nut on it. Take it from experience. The nut sticks out and it's flush with this. So I need to make an oval type cover, but I have to make two. It has to look like a lump. I did it on my little Tucker, but I did it different. And I thought this idea up last night. So we'll see if it works. But I need to find a sanding block, which I can't find anything because everything's on the desk in a big pile. So there we go. So you know, this will look aircrafty. It's not as nice as not having it back there, but it'll look like it belongs there. It has to be there. Kind of like my Viper, you know, it was a side to rear exhaust. I had a lump on the side of the fuselage at the nose, but it didn't look bad. Side to rear exhaust. I didn't have it hanging out in the breeze like Wendy did. Never overheated either. Okay, so what I have going here, about got her cut. Sanded the shape. I need to eat a sandwich. I'm starving. Okay, I have an oval that's going to go right underneath there before the fillets. So I need to make another one, a spacer that's hollow. So I need to make another one of these to glue together with this. And then hollow one out so it's got an 1/8" perimeter around it. And then sand the lump on it. which is, I didn't do that with the other one. I just made it out of a piece of 1/2 inch and carved it, but just to look a little more uniform. Of course, it'll be hard to do, but we'll get her. I think I'll do that with the motor tool or the Dremel. And I'll show how I'll do that here. Okay. Let me get you something to look at besides my couch. So what I'm doing here is just sanding to the line. Now this all needs to be sanded before you put it on. So now the next trick is we're going to cut this like so. If I ever need to get in here, I know right where I need to get. So I need to sand that out, and I'll use the Dremel. Now, what this is a spacer. Let's see, we get full range of travel with the nut. You know what? I need to just turn this over. Why am I working on it upside down, knucklehead? Yeah. I'm going to tell you something absolutely surprising after the build's over. What did I just do with that piece? Unbelievable. I just had it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep, that'll do her. See how bad it looks. It don't look bad. Okay, so we now know it works, and I know where it needs to be. I will take a pen that probably won't work, make a mark where it indexes to. Then we'll relieve that. This is not really necessary to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's considerably bigger. That's good. That's good. We got her. So now it gets capped like this. Do this puppy together. And the outer ring is bigger than the one that I chose, so I'm going to sand the outer down to meet the for the inner down to meet the outer. I'm showing this because this is how to overcome some of this stuff. You know, these problems happen more than often. And I get questioned, how do you fix it? Well, each issue is different. Shoot, I had it indexed. Now I lost the index mark. Oh well, I'll just have to slide it back and forth, make sure it don't hit. Each human being is different. Each airplane's different. Each issue is different. So I have a broken nose, a big broken nose. Some people have warts. Some people have measles. Well, the measles are not measles, but freckles. The freckles are just like fish eyes. And warts are just like what we're making here. It's going to have a bump on it. It's the way it is. And each human being is beautiful to somebody else, you know. Like each airplane is beautiful to different guys. My ideas you may not like them. Okay, so now we have the wart. It's not lumped out yet, but that looks like that's where it's going to go. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this side flat because that's going to run right up against the fillet. And we're going to Taper in there. That's it. And when I super-fill that, I'll super-fill around it. And it'll look molded in, and that's just the way it is. And that has to be there. So let's sand it with some 320 now. Get her smoothed out a little better. Kind of want to do that before it's glued on, because once it's glued on, it's going to be hard to get at. That's not a big deal. Just a matter of 320 and let her rip, tater chip. I was going to cut that open. I don't know. I still might cut that excess out. Nah. We'll just leave it as is. As is, and glue her down. Ah. No, I can't do that. That would drive me crazy to know that inside the airplane it's not cut out. I gotta do it. Only take a second. I'm into the doubler. Make sure that you pull those pieces out. Don't let them fall down inside. Anybody that knows anything about real airplanes, when the guy working on the airplane goes to the airplane, he takes his tools, and they're in shadow boxes. A shadow box is a toolbox that has a cutout for where every tool goes. And when that box comes back to the crib, if there's an empty spot in that toolbox, that airplane don't fly. And they'll have to take the airplane apart until they find that tool. So you don't want things rattling around inside there. That's where it goes. This model here is a rendition, I'll show you, of this airplane here. Oh. This airplane here in the picture is my classic Continental, designed by Tom Warden, published in early '71. Model Airplane News, model, I don't know, Model Aviation, Model Airplane News, and I have built many of them, and I built another airplane using the Thunderbolt wing. And the Thunderbolt wing is a high aspect ratio wing, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't right. So I thought I would do another one of these, another rendition for the 75, using a wing that was more along the right shape. And I know this wing works because I have 3 airplanes here. This one hanging on the wall up here, that's the same wing. The one hanging there on the wall, that's the same wing. And the one there on the floor is the same wing. And all airplanes, including RC, we're going to be building an RC airplane here on this channel. As soon as this one's done, I'm going to build a Dauntless for a Sato 80 that I'll be giving away on this channel. But anyway, all airplanes are the same airplane. It's the same principle. It just had different design, a different dress on it. Real simple. These are giant Noblers, and I guess you could say that an RC airplane like a Das Ugly Stick is not the same as a Dauntless, because a Das Ugly Stick is a high wing, but it'd be the same as a Cessna. And the Dauntless would be the same as a Edge, or something with a low wing. But the principle is all the same. So if you're into RC airplanes, we'll be building some RC airplanes here shortly. And all the techniques that I show for these airplanes that I've built, control line, all the techniques convert over to RC. It's, the alignment, the molding of the parts, the weight, the finishing, it's all the same. All the same. So we got that done. We're 2 hours, 18 minutes in. I was going to get some lunch. Yeah, the controls still work smooth. That's good. I don't have to cut that off. Yeah. This airplane here, or any of the airplanes that I build, use real airplane techniques, covering and so on and so forth. So it's all applicable. Come on. I'm glad to see you over here. Thank you, Brian or Darren. I'm glad to see you over here. I hope that you joined Stunt Hanger Forum. You can ask questions over there. I did have a Stunt Hanger RC. I suppose you're an RC guy. Now, let me explain, if you don't know, understand control line airplanes. This airplane here on the floor is a Tucker from the 50s and 60s. It's different aerodynamics, but it's the same airplane. It's all the same. Different aerodynamics, but the principle's all the same. And that goes the same with RC. And the airplane there on the floor, which is a rendition of that little one on the floor, only bigger, is the exact same wing as this one, that one, and the one behind me. Now, I've used Geobolt wings before, and this wing is a variant of a USA-1 wing, which we took the USA-1 wing and made it a 1/4 inch thicker at the root and tip, because it didn't carry enough weight. But it's the same thing. It's the same wing, same airplane. Go back and watch my nobler design video that I did standing in front of the plans. That'll explain how control line airplanes, my theory on control line airplanes. And I can't say, I'm not an aircraft engineer. I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a dumb old Harley mechanic that's been building these for 55 years. And I got the build part down to a science. And if I wanted to go out there and stand in the hot sun for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and more hours, just like I sand, I probably could do something at the Nats. But I don't have it in me to go out there and everything I build is scratch. Well, Darren, go to search Stunt Hanger Forum. And there's, I don't know, 4,500 members or so from all over the world that if you have a question on U-Control, you can ask, and within 5 minutes you'll get 10 wrong answers, but somebody will steer you straight. And my forum is no different than any other forum. There's a lot of experts, armchair experts. But you'll know quickly who really knows what they're talking about. Then, of course, you can watch this YouTube channel and ask me a question in real time. I've slowed down on talking on my own forum because everybody gets on the rag about something that I might say. You know, they don't like my politics, or they don't like the way I talk, or whatever. Here, and I don't type that well, so here I can talk and tell you what I think. So I try to keep it family friendly, but you know, sometimes it gets out of control. This airplane has a lot of doodads, and doodads are these things that I've done that have taken an inordinate amount of time, such as the shotgun cowl, the 3 holes here, the wing fairings, and we haven't got to the big ones yet. The wing fairings around the tips. These aren't supposed to work. These are pocket hinges, and those odd shaped wing fairings, and then the wing flares. They're the same with the trailing edge, or the stabilizer, and the fillet that goes up here. I mean, all this hand carved stuff takes time to get in. I've been working on this airplane probably, I don't know, 3 months. And then the last doodad, I'm probably going to glass this today. We'll fiberglass the nose because it's pretty close. It's ready for glass. We'll glass this, and when the glass hardens, I'll take 64th plywood. And the last one I did, I used a coffee can as the radius, whatever the radius is. They're about a 4-inch radius. And it gets a great big fillet here with 64th plywood laying on the edge like that. Then I'll take Super-fil and I'll fill that up and go all the way from the back down the front with about a 1/2-inch radius Super-fil fillet here, so it's a nice transition, and then it goes out into these humongous fillets on the nose. Very hard to do, and the reason that it has to be glassed before I do that is Super-fil is harder than balsa, and if I put them in now and I try to sand them out, I'll dig a hole in the nose. So we'll get that at least Z-epoxied and glassed before I go any farther. Same with the cowl. Well, that's all I got. 2.5 hours. I'll be back later on this afternoon, probably after I do laundry. I need to sweep the mess up, eat lunch, do laundry, and I'll be back and we'll work on this airplane again. So like, subscribe, and share. And for notifications, you got to ring the bell. So you hit the bell and you get notified to all the notifications, and you'll be sent a message when I come back online. So I do appreciate all the watches, the likes, the super chats, all the other business that goes on. What the heck's going on here? Let's see here. Not that one. That one. There we go. So just an old guy building toy airplanes. All right, Darren. I'm just an old guy building toy airplanes and having a blast. So fair winds, tight lines. See you later on this afternoon. See ya.